I am a trophy hunter. Since 2016, I have platinumed over 60 games on PlayStation from the PS3, Vita, PS4, and PS5. When I'm interested in a game, I usually hop on over to PSN profiles and see if it's worth the effort before I even buy it. When I play a single player game, I pray for a platinum that is obtainable and is fun to play. I bought a Steam Deck a couple years ago and recently found myself going through some games from previous generations like the GameCube, the Nintendo 64, and the PlayStation 1. However, something always feels a little off. That ding from getting a trophy is one of the world's greatest sounds, and it's a shame that those games don't have them. Or do they? RetroAchievements.com is a website created by the community to apply a new level of completion to an already beloved game of the past. I decided to apply this to Duck Station on my Steam Deck, and it was perfect. Exactly what I wanted to give myself more of a challenge in those classic games. With this new information found, I decided to go back and actually play one of my favorite games of all time, Toy Story 2. Now, a couple of things before we get into this. As these games mess around with the RAM that is being accessed, missable achievements are possible and can only be completed after getting to a certain point or by hard resetting a save. Because of this, some things may be completed like in a weird way, but I will explain it all when I get there, and I will explain all of the achievements that I do get. It also causes some issues with crashing, but I believed I fixed that in my own settings, so we shouldn't have to worry about that in the future. I also have hardcore mode enabled, which prevents the use of save states, so you can't save scum to make some of these achievements easier. Its goal is to emulate what it feels like to play on the original hardware and complete the same goals that are given for the updated version. For Toy Story 2, there are 90 achievements, with roughly 15 stages to complete. There's a 5 token per stage trophy, a coin trophy, potentially an extra life trophy if the level features them, and about 3 achievement challenges to complete for each stage. I will go through in the order I unlock them and explain to you how I got it and where I got it. Yeah, that seems to be all of the necessary explanations in order, so yeah, let's move on. Also, before I get into it, shout out to Seanson for being the best PS1 video creator on YouTube, and Joelemz for having the best platinum trophy videos. And yeah, let's get into it. Toy Story 2 is a platformer game released in 1999, published by Activision and Disney Interactive, and developed by Traveller's Tales. Yes, the same Traveller's Tales from the current day LEGO games. But this game was released on Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, Dreamcast, and even on PC. For this video, I will be going over the PlayStation 1 version. This game was actually re-released for the PS5 last year, but it doesn't feature trophy options, which is a real bummer when I found that out. Just a side note, I realized that within this month, they actually added trophy support to the Toy Story 2 that is currently on PS5, so I could have done that one instead, but yeah, I've already done this, so you know. The game follows the plot of the movie by the same name, so I won't be able to actually include any of the cutscenes that take place because they're just FMVs from the actual DVD. But the game does take liberties on what's happening, so it can actually be a fun game for the PS1 era instead of just a movie simulator. The first stage of this game is Andy's house, which my goals are 90 coins, 5 Pizza Planet tokens, 2 extra lives, an upgrade, a boss battle challenge, and 3 separate challenge achievements. Each level has about this many achievements to collect. The first thing I did was go for challenge 3, find the sheep at the wall shelves in Andy's house without using the armchair. After getting the extra life in Andy's bedroom and Molly's crib, I went straight for this achievement. Normally, getting to this area is easy by just using the armchair below. This challenge wants us to go for it without using that. For some reason, this achievement only registers when you come down below the shelf the sheep are on, which is kind of weird, but it is the only achievement that does this. So the rest of the achievements are totally fine. You don't have to do anything crazy when it comes to that. There we go, first trophy for achievement. After collecting all of the coins in the living room, I went straight for the basement, which features another challenge, getting the sheep without using the rope. There's a second one. The next achievement is also in the basement, which is to get the Pizza Planet token without using the upgrade in this level, the Cosmic Shield. This game features 5 separate upgrades for Buzz, but a lot of the challenges require you not to use them. In fact, this is actually one of the missable achievements, because once you unlock an upgrade, it is there for good. There we go. All 3 challenges in the first level completed. Now I can just do it. Now I can just play. Once I got that trophy, after going back through the living room to get to Mr. Potato Head's ear to actually unlock the Cosmic Shield, I went over to the garage and went for the next token, defeating RC in a race around the car. This one is pretty easy, as you just have to stay in front of him so he bumps you instead of passing you. There we go, another Pizza Planet token. After this, I went for the second extra life in this level, which gives us our next achievement. It's on top of the car. Collecting all the lives, there we go. I also went ahead and collected the sheep in the garage, which I need 5 total throughout the house to get Bo Peep's token. I then went into the kitchen, spoke to Bo Peep about the sheep, and platformed my way up to get the sheep through the kitchen, which for some reason Andy's mom must have left the stove on or something like that. Then I went back upstairs and cleared out what I had in my laser as an upgrade, because the next achievement is the hardest one of this entire level, taking out the tin toy in the attic without getting hit and only using the uncharged laser shot. Before I took him on, I went for the sheep in the rafters, which completed the set of 5 needed for Bo Peep. Now, this might be one of the hardest challenges to complete in this entire playthrough, but it actually wasn't too difficult this time. With the uncharged laser shot, you have to hit the toy about 10 times on separate loops of him going at you, and you are definitely prone to missing if you don't have Buzz looking right at him. Luckily, I did this entire level before I tried going for all of these achievements, but I swear I had to restart this level about 3 times before because of one missed achievement when he was at 1 more hit. There we go. Got the boss token as well for achievement. I then went back to Bo Peep in the kitchen, gave her sheep, spoke to Ham on the couch, who will give you a token for collecting 50 coins. There's all the tokens. Went and got the Cosmic Shield upgrade. Oh, there's the upgrade. Didn't even realize that that was there. And went for the final 4 coins in this level, and game crashed. Really? Really? Yeah, it does have somewhat of a crashing issue here at the start. Luckily, with this being the first level, I was able to quickly get the 90 tokens needed by speedrunning through and got the final achievement for level 1, Andy's house. And there we go. 90 coins. All right, so stage 1, or level 1 is completed. After getting a quick cutscene, we are greeted to the next level, Andy's Neighborhood. This level features 7 achievements, 1 less than level 1, with no official upgrade on this level. I started the level by going for one of the green army men in Andy's yard, which I need 5 of, just like the sheep, before moving on to the race for this level. Now, I need to complete this one without using the rocket boots to unlock an achievement, but they weren't unlocked until level 7 anyway, so it was definitely a challenge at first try without really knowing what was going on. After losing that race, I moved over to the pool area, which features a token in the middle of the pool with a floaty needing to be inflated to obtain it, but there is a challenge to get the token without inflating that floaty. I went for the green army men first, which will give me 2 for this level, and then went for the token. It took me about 3 tries jumping from these flagpoles before I was able to finally unlock this achievement. There we go, brother. Challenge 2 completed. After that, I went back to the main area and attempted the race again, which I lost once again. After losing that race, I went for the next area in this level, which is the backyard for one of the neighbors, I guess, which led me to the next army man on a clothing rack. I went for the race once again, but this time I actually understood what I was going for and blocked RC from passing me as I cruised my way to the finish line to get the next challenge done and the next Pizza Planet token. Making my ascent up the tree, I was able to finally get the next Green Army Man as well as get my token for collecting 50 coins from Ham, and I needed to get to 95 to complete the achievement for this level, so I also went ahead and completed that as I was making my way up the tree, but not after falling a couple of times. Next up was this level's mini-boss, Umbrella Zurg, I guess, which I needed to complete without spinning and taking damage, but I took damage within the first like 10 seconds, so I'll have to come back through this level at least once more to get that done. I defeated him, got the next token, and then went for the next challenge, jumping into the pool from the highest branch in the level, which was actually kind of cool.
Star Command, come in, Star Command.
Alright, there's another challenge. Now, after collecting all 5 of the Green Army Men, I went for the last token, and as soon as I grabbed it...
Bro, why?
Yeah, another crash. At this time, whenever it did crash, it did unlock both the Token 1 achievement as well as the Andy's Neighborhood Pizza Planet tokens achievement at the same time, so I don't have like official notice of those popping, but yeah, you can see them right here that I did get them, obviously. But also because of this, I had to redo the entire level again, which gave me one more try with the boss, and I was able to get that done on my next try. Alright, there's the boss challenge done. Now the only thing I have to do is just get these tokens again. With that done, I was able to finally get all of the tokens again so I could save, and there was no more crashing, and also collected the extra life within this level, located on top of the swing set, which gave me every achievement for level 2. There we go. The next level is a different type of level than the previous 2 levels, and what I mentioned at the start. This one is actually a boss level. Within these type of boss levels, you usually have 3 total achievements. 1 to defeat the boss, and then 2 challenges given by the achievement developer. Bombs Away's challenges include 1 to not take damage and to not jump, and then 2 is to not aim. I tried to do both in one go, but I got hit pretty much instantly. Boom, okay. Beat the bomber airplane without using aiming mode, that's easy. After defeating the plane without aiming, I was treated to like a bonus movie, which I mentioned at the start. They just keep adding in like cutscenes from Toy Story 2, and I went back into the level, beat him again, and then got the last challenge done. Bombs Away Challenge 1 done. First 3 levels completed.
To infinity and beyond.
Alright, there we go. The next level in this game is the construction yard, with the name being pretty self-explanatory as to what it has in it. Inside the foreman's office, it contains the first challenge achievement, completing the paint puzzle with a minimum amount of mixing needed, which made me feel like I was playing a game for toddlers, but I got it done regardless without even trying. I know my colors. Heck yeah. Next up, within the actual construction building area, we needed to collect all of the wrenches for Slink Slank within 25 seconds left in the clock, and as soon as I touched the last wrench, bam, the last crash of this entire video. I worked out all of the kinks after this inside of the emulator, so do not expect another crash. It's kind of annoying that it's been popping up like this, but we're good from now on, I promise you. After this, I went back into the level, collected the first of 5 little tyke toys scattered around, then went back to the foreman's office to collect the other little tyke I collected before the crash. Then I started my trek to the top of the construction building to see if I could take on the boss. I collected the next little tyke inside of the bulldozer, then continued to climb the horribly dangerous structure. I got one more little tyke, making 4 total, and then I collected one of Potato Head's eyes to take back to get the upgrade for this level. I went up to take on the boss, but I must have accidentally got attacked on the way up, so I missed out on another trophy to climb the building without any shortcuts or getting hit, so I'll have to go back in eventually. I started the battle with the boss, but I didn't have the upgrade from Potato Head unlocked yet, so I jumped down and went back to get that so I could actually hit the screwdriver that's up at the top. Alright, there's another one. After climbing back up, I was able to finally defeat the screwdriver using the disc upgrade, but got hit a couple of times, so I need to come back for that achievement too. After defeating him, I went and got the final little tyke toy, got the extra life that was on top of the bulldozer. I then went and turned in all of the 5 little tykes to the big tyke toy, and then I went and got the token from Ham for collecting 50 coins, giving all 5 Pizza Planet tokens for this level. Alright, got all the Pizza Planet tokens. After this, I climbed back up top and jumped to the roof of the foreman's building, giving the extra lives achievement for this level, but I ran into another dilemma. Boom, extra lives. 69? There is 1 coin? See, I needed 70 coins to pass this level, and after getting all of the coins from all of the enemies and every location possible, I was completely out of ideas. However, after looking over the entire map, and I mean the entire map multiple times, I was able to make this really hard jump to get the last coin needed. Okay, perfect. Oh my gosh. Alright. After becoming a pro at this level for how many times I had to go up and down, I reset the level to get the last 2 achievements. I finally climbed the construction building, not getting hit, to get the next challenge achievement. Alright. Okay, so I made it up without taking damage. And finally, I defeated the jackhammer without taking any damage to get the last achievement for this level. There we go. Easy. Perfect. Okay. Now, the next level in this game is Alleys and Gullies. Kind of known as the hardest level in this game for this achievement set according to the comments. In fact, during this run through, my first run through, I was unable to get a single achievement. This is mainly due to the fact that a larger portion of this level is completely inaccessible until you finish level 10 and get the grappling hook upgrade, which it just taunts you in this level, which is crazy. But I was still able to get a little bit done. After messing around a lot within the entire level and collecting 2 ducks that were useless during this run, the first token I finally got was in the alley, getting it by using a balloon, and I quickly followed it up by getting the token from Ham for collecting 50 coins. However, the full coin achievement requirement for this level is 99, which is, I'm pretty sure, impossible without the grappling hook. I then tried for a solid 30 minutes, I'm not even kidding, 30 minutes, trying to get the achievement for making it over to the other side of the river Slinky is on without touching his platform. But I honestly gave up because I could not figure out how to do that at all. This is something I'll just have to come back and do later. I did his challenge, but still messed up again because I could not get it within 16 seconds, another challenge for this level. However, after getting the 3 Pizza Planet tokens and being really lost the entire time because I didn't really realize the grappling hook thing mattered, I think I did pretty well getting those 3 tokens. The next level, level 6, is Slime Time. This is another boss level, similar to Bombs Away, where it's just you and the enemy. The 2 challenges in this one is to defeat him without getting hit and using the special laser upgrade, and also deflecting 25 projectiles as he shoots you. I pretty much got hit instantly, so that first one is completely out of the gate, out of the door at this point, but I was honestly just so confused throughout this entire level but I was able to make slight work of the deflection challenge because I thought that was legitimately my only attack at one point, and then I was just like, whatever, I'll just do the 25. However, after a little bit of Googling, which is hilarious because, I mean, back in 1999, I don't think we could really Google what was going on. I figured out you just had to shoot him until he went small enough to get back in the trash can, and defeated him while using the special laser anyway. Okay. Instead of going back in this level like I did previously, I decided to leave this one to the end so I could brush up on the skills I obtained during this playthrough. I guess, I don't really know. Maybe I just saw the next level and got too excited. Owl's Toy Barn. Now, Owl's Toy Barn is another level where one of the Pizza Planet tokens are hidden away by an upgrade. So I am only able to obtain 4 of the 5 Pizza Planet tokens. So I will have to come back through for that, as well as the coin achievement. After going through the level, I was able to find the chicken at the end of the obstacle course section, but came across another challenge: getting the chick on the gumball machine before unlocking the rocket boots. Luckily, this wasn't all that difficult, as I figured out a little glitch to get on top of the hay bale in the middle of the room just moments before, so this challenge was actually pretty easy. Now, I could easily unlock the rocket boots by getting Potato Head's arms without any issue. Once I turned in that arm, I got my next trophy. After this, I went through the skateboard part of the level to get the 3rd baby chick, but missed out on a trophy here, so I will have to come back for that. And then continued on into the stockroom to not get the next chick, which this one is not obtainable without the hover boot upgrade, but to go back to fight the mini boss of the level, the dinosaur. Now for this one, I did miss out on an achievement, but I was able to get my first Pizza Planet token, so I will be coming back for that one once I do finish the game. After this, I went to the office and spoke to Ham to get the coin Pizza Planet token in this level, and then maneuvered my way up to the file cabinet to get the next Pizza Planet token of this level. I then went and spoke with the creepy chicken doll again and did the same obstacle course as before to get the next Pizza Planet token from this level from the egg. Then, after a bit more searching, I realized that I wouldn't be able to get the coin token or the chick token in this level, even after getting the 4th chick. But I did go for the last achievement I could get, which was to complete the basketball course area and get back to the main part of the level without getting damaged. And thus, my search through Owl's Toy Barn is complete, and it's time to move on to level 8, Owl's Spaceland. After figuring out my way through the starting area of this level, I was able to get the first alien out of 5 for collection, and then got another achievement for collecting the extra life. Got it. I then defeated the mini-boss of this level, Buzz in a little car, but I did get hit, so I wasn't able to get the achievement this time around for not taking any damage. I then came across the crane game in this level, and not knowing I needed to mess up 3 times for one of the achievements, I got the token on my 3rd try, which is actually a pretty cool minigame for this level. I got my second little alien from the part inside of the ball pit, then started one of the 2 obstacle course levels throughout the shelves of the store. I got the 3rd alien in this level and then quickly got the 4th, like right after. After these 2 aliens, I went through the next obstacle course part of the level and attempted the race without realizing what was even going on. Honestly, this race was way harder than it should be. It took me about 5 tries, I want to say, before perfecting the route and finally getting the next 2 achievements. Only jumping 7 times. I then got the next alien and then the 4th token for this level, and then quickly went back and got the Ham token, giving 5 for the level total. After this, it was extremely easy to get the next 8 coins needed to get all 85 for the achievement. Because I messed up a couple of times with the previous achievements, I went ahead and reset the level, got the next achievement, Challenge 3, by showcasing some of the best platforming of all time. After this, I went straight back for the mini-boss and defeated him without taking damage for this achievement. Oh, that was easy. Next up, I went for the obstacle course with the lasers and was able to get through it without taking damage for the final achievement of this level. All right. The next level was the Toy Barn Encounter, which is a boss level. Now, this one was a little bit more difficult than the previous bosses, dropping more and more enemies each time you did hit them, and 2 challenges for this level were both kind of really hard. One is to not shoot your laser once, and the other is to not take damage. However, I had absolutely no clue how to hit him without the laser, so that was kind of impossible this time around. And I also got hit pretty much instantly because of me spinning around like crazy. I did spend about 2 minutes spinning around before actually shooting my laser, so I definitely tried this time around, but it just wasn't in the cards. However, it was a semi-easy boss battle without doing the challenges, so I ended up defeating him pretty easy by the end. The next level is level 10, Elevator Hop. This one, you're actually playing as the fake Buzz from the movie, but absolutely nothing is different, so don't worry about it, it's just from the cutscenes that I mentioned before. Anyway, this one is a little bit different from the previous levels because it kind of goes on a linear level design, which is definitely a welcome change at this point in the game. Anyway, I went around the starting area of the level, got Potato Head's foot, and also got entirely too scared by one of the 5 rats I needed to collect for the level, so I didn't pick it up for some reason. But now I'm finally able to unlock the next upgrade, the grappling hook. Now, if you remember, I did miss out on a few achievements before due to the grappling hook in a previous level, so it does add a level of verticality to this game, which, like I said, is extremely welcome. I collected the first actual mouse in the level in the air ducts, and continued my way through until I made it to the next part of the level, the elevator section. After making my way all the way up, I was able to face off against the mini-boss in this level, which I took damage instantly again, so this achievement is already out of the window, but I did get the token for defeating him. I then collected the second of the 5 mice in this level, and then went for the race, which was actually pretty fun to try and not hit any of the bad vent holes, kind of just jumping over everyone. Yeah, pretty cool. I then went back to Ham at the bottom of the level, which gave me the next token, and then went around and got the 3rd mice from this level, and then found myself trying to get the 4th mouse a couple of times, who's scuttering along the wall of the elevator shaft. I then went down to the race in the vents one more time to get the 60th coin for this achievement in this level. I then took a long time trying to find the 5th mouse in this level, as it was actually hidden in the room with the mama mice, which ended up giving me my 5th token for this level, which I ended the level without getting all of the challenges, but it's fine, I'll do them later. The next level in this game, level 11, is Owl's Penthouse, which is actually really cool, as it seems to be kind of like a dichotomy of Andy's house, just like a little bit harder than that was. Now, this level does feature a new type of enemy, I guess, which is a cannon that needs to be destroyed by stomping on a lever somewhere in the level. The first one I destroyed was in the bathroom, which you had to get by flooding it out, which seems extremely unsafe that there are these water level buttons in this guy's apartment. I don't know, I think that seems like kind of a hazard, I don't know. After destroying that, I collected the first bunny in the entire level, which I need to collect 5 of, as you probably gotten the gist of it by now. After this, I destroyed the next cannon in the living room, and then I hopped across the apartment to get the 2nd bunny in the level. I then went down the hallway, brought one of the boxes into Owl's toy train room, which, if that's canon, that's actually kind of cool, and collected the 3rd bunny in the level. The next Pizza Planet token in this level is actually a little bit difficult if you don't know what you're doing, which is that you have to get the train onto the dead-end track by using the buttons to switch the lanes. This actually took me a few minutes to get, which is a far cry from that paint bucket challenge earlier in the video, which was mixing primary colors. So, I don't know, I think it's kind of funny, but I then pushed the box onto the train tracks, over to the middle, hopped up, and got the next Pizza Planet token, and also destroyed the 3rd cannon while I was at it. After this, I took the box from the train room and moved it into his collection room, which is actually where Woody was stored during his time trapped in Owl's Penthouse in the movie, which is actually a really cool area. I circled around, I collected the 4th bunny, as well as destroying the next cannon, and took on the mini-boss of this level. He went down pretty easy, but I didn't look at the challenge for this one before. I needed to not jump, so I'll come back and get that later. But then I took out the next cannon right next to him. I then went back to the living room, completed Bullseye's race, which I don't even know how I missed that before, and then went into the kitchen. I destroyed the lock on the fridge, then I went around the room, which Al also left the stove on just for continuity's sake, I guess, I don't know. I got to the top of the fridge and then destroyed the final cannon in this room. After this, I quickly got the coin challenge. And then after I collected the bunny in the corner, I then got the final token for giving Jesse all of the bunnies in the level. The last thing I did in this level was getting the extra life token, which needed to use the cosmic shield from the main room to get.
There we go.
After this, I decided to just start moving on level by level because I was 100% going to have to come back through, and I went straight for level 12, Emperor Zurg. Now, this level is actually pretty easy, but the two challenges that are with it are so hard. One is to not get hit, which ends up getting easier as I played through the game, but the next one was so hard. You have to beat Zurg within 50 seconds, which also includes his little cutscene of like spinning down into the actual like battlefield. So you really only have like 45 seconds to defeat him. I tried a couple of times for both of these, but I just decided to go ahead and knock him out, and I will come back and do that one later. The reason I did this was that so I can just move on, like I said before, to level 13, Airport Infiltration. Now, Airport Infiltration follows a similar style to the previous level, where you kind of just have to figure out how to get vertical. The first thing I did was collect the cool toy with the sunglasses on top of the conveyor belts in the beginning room of the level, and then made my way upwards in the main room to collect another cool toy before falling back all the way to the bottom and moving on to the next challenge of this level, getting the token in the broken airplane hangar without using hover boots. Hover boots is the last upgrade of the game and is needed for one of the tokens in another level, but I can't get it yet because I have to do this. I collect the next cool toy on top of the airplane vents, making that 3 for the level, and then continued on my path to the top. I did fall a bit, so luckily on one of the falls I was able to collect the 4th toy, which made that challenge a little bit easier as I didn't have to go searching for this one, and finally made my way to the top to get the first token and achievement of the level. I then moved back to the wait guy in the main room, whose actual name is Gibraltar, which is actually kind of sick for a name for a toy, honestly. But I was able to do it with 28 seconds left on the clock to get the next achievement. After this, I was able to collect the mouth for Potato Head to get the next achievement and upgrade, the hover boots, but not before getting the 70th coin as well. The hover boots let me reach the next mini-boss, Stinky Pete. There is a challenge to defeat him without taking damage, but I wasn't ready for that and got hit instantly, so I took him out pretty quickly. After this, I got the last toy of the level, which gives me all the toys needed. So I went back to the airplane hangar to give them to the big toy to get the 4th token of the level, and then made my way back to Ham to get the 5th and final token of the level. Now, I was missing a challenge on this one, but it's a timed one, so I'll come back for it as we move on to the last normal level of the game, level 14, Tarmac Trouble. Tarmac Trouble is one of the largest levels in this game, I think, only because it is literally an entire runway for an airplane, and we're a toy, so it feels way too big and open and just circular, which is actually kind of cool because it's like the only level like this. The first thing I did was collect one of the suitcases in the suitcase mover thing, and then moved on to the light puzzle, which I completed in my first try, which if you know anything about this game, I legitimately just stomped on 2 of the light bulb things and got extremely lucky. One of the challenges in this game is to finish all 10 of the light puzzles, so I will be coming back to this wall eventually. I made my way around the airfield, collected suitcase number 2, and then got on the conveyor belt and collected the next suitcase, as well as getting the extra life in this level without jumping to the airplane, which gave me another achievement. I went for the next token in this level, Slinky Dog's Challenge, to collect the token at the end of the middle slime pit, which I don't know why they have a slime pit on this airway runway thing anyway, but I was able to complete it without getting touched by the slime to get the challenge achievement for this as well, which I didn't even know existed. I then made my way on top of the airplane to collect the 4th suitcase and waited on the edge of the wing until I could hop over to the next mini-boss area, but I didn't take him on until I collected the last few coins of this level. I then defeated the mini-boss, ignoring the challenge of not getting hit because I know I'm gonna need to come back to everything later anyway. Went and got the token from Ham for 50 coins, and then waited on the airplane one more time to get suitcase number 5 on top of the number 8 part of this level, and went and turned in all 5 suitcases for the token and achievement for this level. I now only have one more level to complete, and it's the final boss, Prospector Showdown. This level features all 3 of the previous mini-bosses, and it also features 2 challenges, just like the bosses before. One without taking damage, and the other one for not shooting and not dying. I took damage and died really fast, so both were out of the question for this run, but I did take them down one by one until Sheriff Woody did his little dance. Boom. That was it? Alright. Completed the game. I have completed the game. That's awesome. But I still have a lot to do. After completing the game, I did only have 59 out of the 90 total achievements, so I had a long road ahead of me. So instead of doing this in a way that was easy for me, I took on all of the challenges separately and split them up for some reason. The first thing I wanted to do was get the 3 missing tokens I got throughout the levels to get 50 total. I took on alleys and gullies first. I climbed the ladders in the alleys with the grappling hook, and I was finally able to take on and defeat the clown top Beyblade guy. But I will have to come back to defeat him without taking damage eventually, so we'll see him again. I then went for the 5 ducks that were scattered around, with the last 2 only being obtainable by the grapple hook, which gave me the 5 tokens needed for the level. After this, I went for the coin achievement, as I had to get 99 coins total. And that ended up being a little bit difficult because I think you only have like 1 extra coin in the level, and I lost it, so I had to scrounge up and find this last coin. After this, I hopped back over to Al's Toy Barn, which I was able to collect all 5 of the chicks, with only one of them only being accessible by the hover boots, and turn them in for all 50 tokens in the game. I then had to reset the level once more to get the 70 coins, as I missed one from an enemy and there were no spares in this level at all. So yeah, there's the next achievement. I ended up ending my session for the night, but the next day I had to take on all of the boss challenges that I skipped before, with the first being the dinosaur in Al's Toy Barn. I took him out pretty easy without taking any damage, because at this point in the game I kind of would consider myself a pro, I don't know. I then got challenge 2 done on the same level, getting the chick from the egg with at least 32 seconds left on the clock. I then quickly got the extra life token in this level, which somehow eluded me until I had to like look up where this was. And I don't know about you guys, but there's not very much documentation about a 25-year-old game. So it was kind of hard to find this, but luckily I was able to find it. I then hopped back over to Slime Time to get the second challenge done there, where I had to defeat him without taking any damage. I then figured out exactly how to defeat the mothership in the Toy Barn encounter level with only spinning, so I defeated this boss as well. I still have one more for this guy, but I decided to move on to Al's Penthouse, where I had to hop across the light fixtures without swinging to get this bunny for another challenge. I then had to get the token in the train room without using the box, which was actually such an easy strat that I cannot believe I didn't think of it when I was taking such a long time on the tracks before when I played it. I then hopped over to the elevator hop level once again to get its bonus achievements, and started with the timed challenge. In this challenge, I had to stomp on the first vent shortcut within 2 minutes and 10 seconds, which I was able to do by just ignoring everything and gunning for it. Right after, I had to solve the puzzle in this level in only 2 moves, which I didn't even mention it before, but yeah, there's a puzzle to open the gate to like be able to jump on top of the elevators, but yeah, I was able to get this one done as well. I then hopped all the way back down to the bottom to get the rat in the electric room with only using one electric pole, which took me a bit, but I was able to get it eventually. After this, I took on the boss of this level, and I had to defeat the spider without taking any damage. This one ended up taking a couple tries, but I was able to defeat him eventually. After this, I hopped back over to Airport Infiltration and completed the first challenge, which is also a timed one, where I had to find the toy on top of the map within 2 minutes and 5 seconds, similar to that previous level. I then took on the Prospector in this level, where I had to defeat him without shooting, spinning, and taking damage. This one took a while, but once you got his timing down, it gets pretty easy and monotonous, honestly. I then went for the dreaded Tarmac Trouble Challenge, where you have to solve all 10 light puzzles in a single session, which means you had to back out and come back in every single time you solved a new one. And it also doesn't just go in a cycle. So if you got one that you've already completed before, you had to mess up to make a new one pop up, and I think they all have like a 1 in 10 chance of showing. I don't think one of them's like more rare than the other. So it really could just take forever until the last couple of combinations popped up. I then went back to Al's penthouse and defeated the gunslinger without jumping and without taking damage, which means you just had to bob and weave until you got some free shots on him. Now, with 12 achievements left, a large bulk of them were Ali and Gullies achievements, which kind of scared me because like I said before, this was one of the harder levels that people kind of talked about in the comments. The first one I got was to get the token in the marketplace without activating the balloon switch, which I got so luckily, and I really have no clue how I didn't mess this up. I then finally got the river one, and this one I swear is so RNG based because the boxes and the boards that are like coming towards you do not have a set timeline. So you really just have to get lucky, and if you fall in the water, they reset completely. So it was really hard for no reason. Also, if you touched Slinky's Island underwater at all, the level had to be reset. So I was able to complete it once and the achievement didn't pop, so I had to go back in and do it again, which is super annoying. I then easily got the 5 bones for Slinky with 16 seconds or more left on the clock, giving another achievement. I then went back to the Clown Top, who I had to defeat without shooting and taking damage, which ended up being similar to Stinky Pete with like a cycle that you just kind of had to follow. I then found both of the extra lives in this level, completing Alleys and Gullies for good, and I did not have to come back to this level at all. The last 6 achievements are all boss based. The first one I took on was that Toy Barn encounter where I mentioned before I had to defeat him after and stuff like that with spinning, but this time I had to defeat him without getting hit. And I swear this one is so nail biting because the mothership's laser can shoot you anywhere. And there are also just some enemies who just lock onto you as they fall while you're frozen, but I was able to finally get lucky and got it without taking any damage. I then went back over to the final level of the game, Prospector Challenge, and took my try on the 2 challenges here. The first one was to defeat them without shooting and dying, which I was able to accomplish after a few tries. The next challenge for this level is to take them on without taking any damage, which the best way to do this is by using the small draw distance that this game has, pull one away from the others, and deal with them one at a time. However, because we're like on an airplane, I think, the camera shakes and moves and it's kind of difficult to make sure you don't get hit by their attacks. But luckily I was able to get this one. After defeating those 2 achievements, I had to go back to Tarmac Trouble and took on the boss, which ended up being pretty easy because I just had to do the same battle in the previous like 2 challenges, so this one was pretty easy at this point. And now this is where things get hard. I complained about it before, but Emperor Zurg really takes no prisoners in these 2 challenges. The first one wasn't that hard, but I definitely did cheese it accidentally. You have to defeat him without taking damage, but that doesn't include falling to your death to lose a life. So whenever his like green balls would lock onto me, I would actually just fall to lose a life instead of taking the hit, which ended up working to get this achievement. I then had the last achievement of this game. Defeat Zurg within 50 seconds. You can take as much damage as you want and die as many times as you want. But like I mentioned before, you really only have 45 seconds or so to defeat him. I even timed it one time on my phone to see if it really was 50 seconds because, like I said, this took me many tries to finally get. And it wasn't even close. Like, I'm pretty sure it actually is like 42 or something like that. Obviously, don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure, but like, it felt like it was like 10 seconds. Like, it was so fast that the little icon in the corner just disappeared. And that's when you have to reset because you're not going to be able to get it once that one disappears. However, on the last attempt, I was finally able to take him down within that 50 seconds and completely master this game. Oh, I did it! Oh my god!
To infinity and beyond.
I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I just mastered this game. That was crazy. Oh my gosh. I just ran around the room. That's why you kind of heard me and then didn't. Because I ran. I can't believe I got that. Now, what can I say about this entire experience? I think RetroAchievements, the website, is awesome. And everyone should check it out. Seriously, like if you have any interest in playing older games, this made it so much more enjoyable. This was so much fun to make and edit. Shout out to Mario2188, the guy who made the achievement list for the community. I wouldn't change anything about it. Maybe make the Zurg fight 5 more seconds, but other than that, amazing. Now, what would I rate this game with the achievements? Honestly, it was already one of my favorite childhood games of all time, and adding achievements makes it a better experience. So if you liked it, you definitely would like the achievement aspect of it. I honestly would rate this game 7 gulps of a cherry Coke out of 8. I would love to do another PS1 era game. So if you have any ideas, leave a comment down below. I already have a couple in mind that I want to do, but let me know if you guys are interested in anything. I would love to hear about it. Thank you guys so much for watching and take care. I gotta go now. My city needs me.